America's favorite family, the Nelsons. Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky. They like to go places, enjoy happy times together. And
think we'll be able to get it started?
Oh, of course we will. Won't we, Orville? Sure we will, Wilbur.
It took me and my dad almost a month to build it. I sure hope it'll fly.
Oh, I'm sure it will. The aspect ratio seems to be all right. Could use a little more dihedral. It wouldn't hurt to have a low-drag laminar flow airfoil section.
Oh, Ricky, stop talking like a child.
Honored guests, men of the United States Air Force.
Somebody left the television set on.
Oh, no, that's my father. He's practicing a speech.
And I thought his voice sounded familiar.
That speech is getting kind of familiar, too. Hey, hand me the fuel, will you, Rick?
I thought he was supposed to make that a couple of weeks ago.
Heck no, it's supposed to be tonight.
Think he'll know it by then?
Think we'll get the motor started by then?
Hi, fellas. Terry.
Hi, Papa.
Nelson?
Hey, what are you doing here?
Well, David's trying to get my motor started.
Hey, that's a beauty. Did you build this?
My father did most of the work, but I helped.
Well, that's real nice.
Hiya, fellas. How you doing in there?
Well, Harriet, would you mind listening to my speech for me, please?
Well, go ahead. I'll stay in here and listen and see how your voice carries.
Okay. Honored guests and men of the United States Air Force. 4 months and 7 days ago, our city fathers brought forth to this community a new Air Force base dedicated to the proposition, dedicated to... Harriet?
Yes?
What did I say the new Air Force base was dedicated to?
Dedicated to the proposition. Our peaceful little community.
No, I'm sorry, Pop. I didn't think it would start.
I hear they got a whole jet squadron out at the new air base, Pop. Let's go out and see him sometime.
Okay.
Stop bothering, Pop. Can't you see he's trying to memorize his speech?
It's just that one spot I keep forgetting. What was that again, Harriet?
What was what?
The part I forgot.
You got the
Our
gas,
city
Ricky?
fathers brought forth
here
to
it
this community a new air base dedicated to the proposition. Our peaceful little community.
Swell speech, Pop.
Oh, thank you, son.
Where are you going to make the speech, at the air base?
No, over at the men's club.
What are you going to say between dedicated to and our peaceful little community?
That's a good question. I better get your mother and find out.
What time is Colonel Claypool going to stop by and pick you up?
Oh, about 8 o'clock.
Who's Colonel Claypool?
Well, he's the new commander out the air base.
Well, how come you're making the speech, Pop?
Well, who knows, Dave? How does anybody get stuck with a thing like that?
Oh, you're being too modest. Actually, it's quite an honor. They needed somebody to welcome the members of the Air Force to our town.
Maybe if you get to know this Colonel Claypool pretty well, we could go out to the Air Force Base sometime. I'd sure like to see one of those jets up close.
Gee, I would, too. They travel faster than the speed of sound, you know.
Well, if you ask me, that's a little too fast.
Well, how'd you like to ride in one?
You're not talking to me, I hope.
Well, gee, it sounds like fun to me.
You aren't serious, are you?
Well, sure. It sounds pretty exciting.
Oh, that's for sure.
Hey, Pop, why don't you ask Colonel Claypool if he can fly in one of the jets?
Oh, no, Rick. I don't know him well enough to ask a personal favor like that. Besides, he's a pretty busy man right now.
I'll ask him for you.
No, don't do anything like that. Look, when he comes here tonight, I don't want you to bother him now.
I hate to rush you, dear, but hadn't you better get going on your speech?
Oh, yeah. Honored guests, members of the United States Air Force. 4 months and 7 days ago, our city fathers brought forth to this community a new Air Force base dedicated to the proposition... in our peaceful little community. And so I say to you, gentlemen, that we are embarking on a new age. An age that will take men of strength, of character, men of steel.
You better take your top coat. Looks like rain.
Oh. Listen to this carefully now, Harriet. I'm going to start right from the top. Honored guests, men of the United States Air Force.
Here's your tuxedo coat, Pop.
Oh, I wasn't going to wear my tuxedo, Dave. Harriet, do you think I ought to wear my tuxedo?
I don't know. What are the others going to wear?
I think they're just going to wear regular suits. Looks kind of nice. Hey, what's this?
Lipstick.
Why, no. Is this yours, Harriet?
Oh, no, I'd never wear that shade. This belongs to a redhead.
of course. Lucy Calhoun. Remember I was dancing with her New Year's Eve?
I've been looking for that, Pop. Were you? Yeah, it belongs to Mary Mahoney. Remember I borrowed your tuxedo for the sophomore hop?
Of course. Well, give it back to her, Dave. See, I knew there was some explanation.
Okay, wipe the perspiration off your brow and put on your coat.
Warm in here.
Oh, Dave, when you got that, it's probably the Colonel.
Tell him I'll be right there, Dave.
Colonel Claypool?
Why, yes.
I'm David Nelson. This is my brother, Ricky.
Well, I'm glad to know you
you doing?
fellas.
Why don't you come in and sit down? My father will be right with you.
Oh, thank you.
Colonel, we were asking my father if we could come out to the air base sometime.
Well, of course, I'd be happy to arrange that for you.
I'd sure like to see some of those jets up close.
Do you have any of those new jet bombers out there?
Yes, we have quite a few.
Well, how fast do they go?
Oh, Ricky, don't put the Colonel on a spot. That's probably classified information.
That's okay. I won't tell anybody.
If you'll excuse me for a minute, I'll go tell Pop you're here.
Well, thank you, David. Well, are you fellas interested in jets?
Yes, sir. Pop's pretty interested in them, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he'd like to fly in one of those new planes of yours.
Oh, you mean in one of our F-100 Super Sabres?
Yes, sir. That sounds good.
Oh, that's a pretty fast airplane.
Oh, he wouldn't care as long as it's a jet.
Colonel Claypool?
Hello, Mr. Nelson.
I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh, it's a pleasure. I've been having a very nice little chat.
Oh, fine. This is Mrs. Nelson, Colonel Claypool.
How do you
How do
do,
you do,
Mrs.
Colonel?
Nelson?
I'll be right with you. I just want to get my coat.
I'm afraid your son Ricky's let the cat out of the bag, so to speak.
Oh, has he been telling family secrets?
Well, he's just been telling me how anxious Mr. Nelson is to ride in one of our new jets.
I wouldn't want to embarrass you.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nelson. You and the other gentlemen on the committee have been such a help to us, but there's a firm Air Force policy against that sort of thing, especially in the new Super Sabre.
Oh, well, then you mean there's no chance of my taking a ride in one?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid not. Not the Super Sabre, anyway.
Oh, that's a darn shame. That's life, as the old saying goes. Well, shall we go, Colonel?
Nice having met you, Mrs. Nelson.
Thank you, Colonel.
Good night, Ricky.
Good night, Colonel.
Good night, dear.
Good night. Got your speech.
Oh, my speech.
It's in your pocket.
Oh, I already kissed you goodnight.
Yeah.
And now, gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present the chairman of our Better Business Boosters Committee, my good friend and neighbor, Ozzie Nelson.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Honored guests, men of the United States Air Force, 4 months and 7 days ago, our city fathers brought forth to this county. Louder! I think the public address system's gone off. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Just speak up a little, Oz.
Honored guests and men of the United States Air Force, 4 months and 7 days. Down! Would somebody turn it down? Speeding back a little here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Honored guests and men of the United States Air Force, 4 months and 7 days ago, our city fathers brought forth to this county a new Air Force base. In our peaceful little community. And so it is with great pleasure that I welcome you, Colonel Claypool, on behalf of the entire community. Colonel Claypool.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. It certainly is a great honor for those of us who represent the Air Force to have the cooperation and understanding of the Better Business Boosters Committee in securing good community relations. Now, our jets may make a little noise flying over your homes, but I know that you realize they guarantee the safety of our country in the event of enemy air attack. Now, I've been trying to think of something I could do to express the gratitude the Lincoln Air Force Base feels towards your fine committee, and particularly Mr. Nelson, for all his help and cooperation. Well, earlier this evening, Mr. Nelson expressed a desire to fly in one of our Super Sabres. Unfortunately, Air Force policy and safety
kind of a line were you
regulations
handing him,
do not permit me
Oz?
to comply
Well,
with
it might
his
be kind of a
wish.
kick.
However, I telephoned the Pentagon and was fortunate enough to contact my old friend, General Sam Johnson. And I am now happy to tell you that tomorrow afternoon, Mr. Nelson is going to get his wish and be the first civilian passenger to ride in our new North American supersonic F-100 Super Sabre.
I want to say something.
Honored guests, men of the United States Air Force, this is all so unexpected. May I say to you, Colonel Claypool, thanks?
Dear?
Oh, nothing. I just started thinking about riding in that jet plane, and all of a sudden I got kind of dizzy. I'll be okay in a minute.
Well, for goodness sakes, why don't you call it off? Nobody'd blame you if you did.
Well, I have been sort of mulling over the idea. I mean, I know how it's upsetting you and the boys, and I certainly don't want to worry you.
There he is, Bobby. That's Mr. Nelson. He's going to fly a jet plane at 1,000 miles an hour. Will you wave to Bobby, Mr. Nelson?
Hello, Bobby. I don't imagine there's really anything to worry about. Those Air Force pilots fly jet planes every day. I'm sure they'll have a capable man at the controls.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
You know, actually, it should be a very exciting experience. Not many people get a chance like this.
Well, not many people want one.
Naturally, there won't be much to it. We'll probably just circle the field a few times. That's about all. Just circle the field at 800 or 900 miles an hour.
Want me to put the other pillows under your head, dear?
No, thanks. I'll be all right in a minute. I just started to get a little dizzy again all of a sudden. Say, you know, I could always say that our insurance company won't let me fly in a jet plane.
There he is, Joey. Take off your cap. That's Mr. Nelson. He's going to fly a jet plane at 1,000 miles an hour. He's not afraid of nothing. Will you say a few words to Joey, Mr. Nelson?
Hello, Joey. Say, what do you suppose the boys would say if I should chicken if I decide not to go on the flight?
Well, I'm sure whatever you do is all right with them, dear.
It's not that I'm afraid to fly in a jet, but you know what the insurance company said.
No, I don't believe I do. What'd they say?
Oh, well, they really didn't say anything. I'll bet they'd say plenty if they heard about this. They might even cancel my policy. We certainly don't want that to happen. Oh, would you get that, please?
Okay, you stay where you are. Well, hello, Doc. Come on in.
Thank you, Harriet. Just came over to have a look at Flash Nelson, boy jet jockey.
To entertain each other.
Move over, Oz.
What do you think you're going to do?
I'm just checking you over. Now, don't worry, it's free.
Look, if you came here to frighten me...
What'd you say?
I said, if you came here to frighten me, you're wasting your time.
I guess I am. Pretty frightened already.
Frightened about what? What's there to be afraid of?
I'm sorry, Oz.
What do you mean? You're sorry about what?
You're in perfect physical condition. You'll have to figure out some other reason for not going. Hey, maybe you could use that other excuse. You know, claim your insurance company won't allow you to fly in a jet plane.
Look, what makes you think I'm afraid to fly in a jet plane? I'm looking forward to it.
Oz, watch your blood pressure.
There he is, fellas. That's Mr. Nelson. He's going to fly a jet plane 1,200 miles an hour. Mr. Nelson, would you say hello?
Hello, boys.
Okay, boys. That'll be 10 cents apiece.
I don't see Colonel Claypool anyplace. Maybe this is the wrong day.
Oh, they wouldn't send a staff car out to meet us if it was the wrong day. Oh, look, there goes the jet.
Boy, they sure go fast, don't they? Just think in a couple of minutes you'll be flying in one of those cars.
Sure picked a nice day to go, Pop.
What's the date?
What? Oh.
Look, dear, there's Doc.
Doc, what are you doing here? Did you bring your ambulance?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Hi, Harriet. Hello, boys. Well, what do you think, Oz? About a minute and a half?
What are you talking about?
The boys out at the golf club have started a little pool on how long you'll stay up. I drew a minute and a half. Think you'll hold out that long?
Oh, well, I may surprise you.
Well, maybe so, but the guy who drew 30 seconds sold his chance for $5. Well, Mr. Nelson, right on time.
Yes, Colonel, you remember Dr. Williams?
Oh, yes.
And Mr. Nelson?
Colonel, how are you?
Well, I suppose you're anxious to get started, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, I'm raring to go.
What plane is Ozzie going to fly in?
Oh, it's TF-100 right over there.
Boy, that's a beauty.
Would you like to watch from the control tower?
Oh, yes.
I meant Mrs. Nelson and Doctor.
Oh. No, thanks, Colonel. I got to get back to the office. I just came out to wish Oz good luck. Good luck, Oz.
Oh, thank you, Doc.
Bye, Colonel.
Good night, Doc.
Yeah, sure is a swell plane you're going up in, Pop.
Yeah, you sure are lucky. Oh, you remember Colonel Claypool, David, and Ricky?
Yes, hi, fellas. Now, the sergeant over there will take you up to the control tower.
Oh, fine.
Well, I meant Mrs. Nelson and the boys. We have to go this way to get your equipment.
Good luck, Bob. Oh, thank
Good
you.
luck, dear.
Right this way, Mr. Nelson. Oh, here's your pilot now.
Colonel?
Gordon. Mr. Nelson, this is First Lieutenant Charlie Gordon.
Oh, how do you do, Lieutenant?
I do, sir. Well, our plane's all set. Any instructions, Colonel?
No, we'll just leave that up to Mr. Nelson. Anything he asks for is all right with me. I'll be in the control tower.
Very good, sir. This way, Mr. Nelson.
Happy landing.
Oh. Boy, there sure are a lot of instruments here.
Yes, this is the trainer. It's for student pilots. You don't have to worry about them. Now, I plugged in your oxygen. And that's your oxygen regulator.
Oh, Roger.
Now, if you need more, just flip that switch. That'll turn it over to 100%.
Oh, that's what I want, 100 proof. 100%.
Well, be careful, though. Don't gulp it in too fast. It might make you a little lightheaded.
Lightheaded?
Yeah, you know, kind of like a New Year's Eve celebration.
Oh.
Well, good luck, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, thanks a lot. Good luck to both of us.
Any questions before we take off?
Oh, yeah, it's just one. Where's my parachute?
That heavy thing they put on your back.
Oh! I wonder why it was such a tough job climbing up the ladder. Hey, won't this be a little cumbersome in case I have to get out of here in a hurry?
Don't worry. You're strapped to the seat. Right underneath you, there's a 37-millimeter shell.
Ooh.
It doesn't go off unless you squeeze that handle near your right armrest. Then it blows you right out of the cockpit.
Oh. Well, that's comforting to know.
Okay, here we go. We'll start up the engine.
Wow, it's kind of noisy, isn't it?
You'll hardly notice it after we take off. Okay, we're on our way.
Boy, they sure climb fast.
feet, Mr. Nelson. You better turn on your oxygen.
Okay, Lieutenant. I'm right with you 100%. Hey, this stuff is pretty good.
I'll ease up another 10,000 feet, Mr. Nelson. Enjoying your ride? Mr. Nelson? Are you enjoying the ride?
Oh, yeah, it's wonderful. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, smiling high into the sun.
Nelson, go easy on that oxygen. It's like champagne if you get too much of it.
Oh, don't worry about me, old pal. I'm fine. How fast are we going, Charlie?
Oh, about 550.
Is that all? Speed her up, boy. Let's get some action here.
Watch that oxygen.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, smiling high. How fast are we going now?
We're approaching the speed of sound.
Let's put her into a dive, Charlie. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Dive?
Sure. How fast do you think she'll go then?
Oh, about 1,300 miles an hour. What do you want to do, join the mockbusters?
What's that?
Anybody who's going faster than the speed of sound.
Well, what are you waiting for, boy? Let her go. Last one down is a ticket.
I'd better check with the colonel. Hurricane to control tower. This is Hurricane to control tower. Going into a power dive.
Power dive? Is that the plane Ozzie's in?
Yes, ma'am.
Starting to dive.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, smiling high into the
Is
sun.
Ozzie all right?
25,000. 20. 17. 13. 12.
Boy, look at that plane come down.
8,000. 7. 6. I'm going to pull out now, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, not yet, Charlie.
5. 3. I've got to pull out now.
Hey, look, they're doing barrel rolls now.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, smiling high into the sun.
Don't you think you better tell him to come down now, Colonel?
Well, there's nothing to worry about, Mrs. Nelson. Gordon's one of our best pilots. But if you feel better about it...
Yes, thank you.
Control tower to Hurricane. Colonel Claypool, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you just fine, Colonel. Roger, over, out, under, Wilco.
Lieutenant Gordon.
Well, he's busy. I'm taking his calls temporarily.
Sorry, Colonel.
You better bring her in now, Gordon.
Yes, sir. We're going in, Mr. Nelson.
Well, don't hurry on my account, Charlie. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Come on, Charlie, sing. Charlie.
Well, don't just sit there, Charlie. Go ahead and sing.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, flying high into the sky.
What did we do after the barrel rolls?
Some more barrel rolls.
And then some loops.
Weren't you scared, Pop?
Well, I was at first, but... Well, then I took in that oxygen and I felt great. It's wonderful stuff. It gives you kind of a... Well, it's wonderful stuff. At least this will prove to Doc and the rest of those wise guys I'm not afraid of a little speed. After all, we're living in an age of speed and daring and jet planes.
Dear, can't you go a little faster?
Well, Harry, this is a 25-mile-an-hour zone.
I know, but you're only doing 15.